I'm Vanessa Chang. I am the Director of Programs at Leonardo, which is the producing organization, and I'm a co-curator of the exhibition.
My name is Lindsay D. Felt, and I am the Disability and Access Lead at Leonardo, and I'm also a co-curator of the E.A.A.T exhibition.
We wanted in the term E.A.A.T to signal something of a historical conjuncture that has shifted over that time. The 1960s was a moment of great transformation in art and technology. E.A.T was part of that, but so too was Leonardo, the institutional home of this project. But E.A.A.T is coming at a moment that emerges out of probably a decade or so of amazing work in creative access and aesthetic access by disability communities and activists and artists. E.A.A.T, Experiments in Art, Access and Technology, is the culminating exhibition of Leonardo Cryptech Incubator, which is a fellowship for disability innovation in media art and technology. The exhibition showcases the work of 5 disabled artists who are pushing the envelope of creative expression in media art and technology.
So we have 5 incredible artists: Josephine Sales, Olivia Ting, Andy Slater, Carmen Papalia, Mish Fradkin. So the cohort is really representative of a cross-disability experience and also in their own artistic practices. And they have a lot of really interesting shared themes and interests. So all of them came together to work on creative access, to explore how access can be part of their practice and how they can use technologies to develop these creative accesses, but at the same time also showcase the way that technology has been inaccessible. And they're looking to find transgressive ways to build new avenues in that way. Each of the works takes on an exploration of access, specifically within a creative lens, trying to ask questions about how access is experienced, how access can be part of their artwork, how visitors can come and encounter these works through different sensory registers, but also how they themselves as artists are accessing these various technologies that are used to make the works.
So, for example, as you walk into the gallery, the first work you'll encounter is Total Running Time by Josephine Sales. This multi-perceptual installation, which includes a soundtrack, a haptic kind of translation of that soundtrack in a wall, a tactile wall relief that you can touch but not see, all activate different kinds of sensory experience to explore time and the different ways that time is experienced by disabled people as well as incarcerated people.
You can continue into the main gallery space where you'll encounter Mish Fradkin's Babel, which is a series of 5 hanging chandeliers, that 4 of which encircle a main chandelier. That main chandelier is a voice-activated sculpture that lights up and makes sound in response to particular words that are spoken in the gallery space. That chandelier is powered by a sonified dictionary that is tagged to those particular words that the artist has predetermined. There are also some screens behind the chandeliers that show sonic descriptions of those sounds that are emitted. And the artist has also produced a 3D tactile print for folks to engage with the sculpture and the materials directly.
From there, you'll be able to experience Olivia Ting's Song Without Words. Song Without Words is a multi-channel installation. It involves 3 movements, and it's inspired by the artist's experience with classical music. She refers to movements that are projected onto hanging black fabric. And these movements explore the artist's experience as someone who's hard of hearing, but also a classically trained pianist. And so she's really interested in gesture and then how the gestures of sign language, of conducting, and piano playing all inform each other. And through this experience, you are invited to rethink what it means to hear.
The culminating piece of Sound Without Words is also 2 vintage radios that have haptic transducers built in as part of the artist's attempt to stage an intervention into expanding our notion of listening as also feeling. From there, you'll go to Pain Pals by Carmen Papalia. There's a series of videos that play that capture the Pain Pals series of artists and collaborators discussing their experiences with pain. Though also, it's designed to be a kind of living room or comic book shop with various items such as vitamin C, packets, comic books, other sundry items that are used for self-care practices.
And finally, Andy Slater's Unseen Sound is a non-visual wayfinding experience. You can experience the work by sitting down at a table with a joystick and a headphone amp on it. Put the headphones on and use the joystick to navigate through the space, but you don't see anything. You have to do it entirely by hearing. As you encounter sounds, you experience the world. The only visual element are sonic descriptions. So it's really an invitation from the artist to experience a non-visual world and to wayfind in a way that is inspired by and expressive of his experience as a blind artist.
I want to highlight that this really is a collaborative show. This has been a deeply, deeply collaborative effort. We have so many partners that have been instrumental in bringing the show to life. So from the residency partners to our access workers who have been really instrumental in producing some of these texts that people are going to be interacting with, like audio descriptions or even sonic descriptions. The access workers are actually kind of the silent partner here in some ways. We have the support of the Leonardo platform. We brought in academics and activists like Sins Invalid and Amy Homray to help us think through how we might meaningfully integrate access into the program. I'm really proud of the network of folks that we've assembled.
As the title suggests, this show has been centered around access. You know, the works themselves are built with access in mind, and not just access, but creative access. So there's different ways to have aesthetic experience that are accessible. Sculptures that hang, we need to think about if someone is blind or has low vision, how do we mark that for them so they don't walk into it? So there's also tactile maps and braille translation of the wall labels. Each of the wall labels has a QR code that goes to a corresponding access page on the exhibition website that includes visual descriptions that also have audio descriptions and some sonic descriptions as well, to create other ways to experience the work that are not just straightforward descriptions for the most part, but we've attempted to make reflective in an aesthetic sense of the work.